reacted as they did, and what impact his visit had made. 2 days later, Hurstbridge High School was a much quieter place. It's a big school. There are between 700 and 800 students here. They come from a mix of backgrounds, but most of them are comfortably middle class. Hurstbridge is the end of the line. It used to be a charming little rural backwater, but not anymore. Now it's in the heartland of Middle Australia, making an uncomfortable transition from its rural past to the suburban sprawl. It's in the electorate of Casey, one of the most marginal in the whole country. At the last election, Pete Steedman won it for the ALP by only 100 votes. So obviously Bob Hawke's visit to the local high school was no accident. But what did the kids make of it?
It was very much like a film star was visiting. I don't really think they totally related to him coming here for an election campaign.
We arranged to sit in on one of David Harris's social studies classes so we could talk to some of the senior students about Bob Hawke and their perception of him. There was a group of 24. They were aged variously between 16 and 18. 5 of them will actually be voting at this election. They may not have been a representative group, but Bob Hawke had obviously made a big impression on all of them.
I've been to Canberra, and just the way that he is in Canberra, he comes across as, you know, he's got charisma, and he's just...
Why has he got charisma?
Because he winked at us in the press gallery.
No, I don't mind him. I reckon he's a good bloke. Like, he's always happy. Like, compared to Peacock, he always looks, you know, serious and unhappy and mean.
He's just, I don't know, there's something about him that's really good.
Don't think that when you formally finish your education here at the high school, that's the end of the education process.
He's reduced the number of unemployed, he's created more jobs, and he's given the young a fair chance of sort of going out and finding a job, earning their money, giving them something to look forward to once they're out of school.
I like his image that he sets forward, and he treats everyone equally, sort of. He doesn't treat the people as if they're on the lower steps of the ladder. He treats them as if they're up running the country with him.
Because after all, that's not what life is ultimately about, just having a job. It's about getting satisfaction.
Just generally, I see him in a lot of the media. He's seen playing sports and doing all those sort of things, promotional things. And I don't see that he's doing his job. I think that he's not behind his desk, he's outside having fun. And that's something that I disagree with.
He's just a show pony.
Yeah.
He sort of prances about thinking, oh, how clever he is.
He's more a superstar than a Prime Minister, and I don't think that's... I mean, it might be politics, but I don't think it's the way it's supposed to be.
You're a bit distrustful of that, are you? What, the media image? And when you say he's a bit of a superstar, why? Why do you see him as a bit of a superstar?
Well, just the way he walks around and he waves at everybody as if, you know, they're privileged to have him.
There's a paradox in the way young people react to Bob Hawke. On one hand, that ANOP survey found they idolise him. But on the other, it also found the fear of nuclear war is one of the things that most worries them. And even Bob Hawke couldn't have failed to see how strongly the kids at Hurstbridge High feel about the nuclear issue.
We have a few courses throughout the school that really look at the nuclear issue, and I think that's one of the things that the kids here are interested in. They're not interested in particularly in politics per se, but they can relate to an issue like the nuclear issue, and they see that as part of the thing that would involve somebody like Bob Hawke.
He's pro-nuclear mining, you know, he's for it, so he's just let us down. I mean, that's why I liked him. I still like him, but it's lessened a bit because he let us down.
Yeah, I would have voted for him if he hadn't turned around on his nuclear thing, but I won't be voting for him now.
We will continue with every international forum available to us to press for the scaling down of the level not only of nuclear arsenals in the world, but of conventional weapons.
I was sort of, when he first came to power, I thought, oh, you know, he's my hero. I thought I had total trust in him. And since he's turned it around, you know, I wish I could still believe in him the same, but I don't.
So is there a message in all this for Bob Hawke? Well, according to the poll of first voters we commissioned from Yan Campbell Hall Wheeler, Nuclear disarmament is not a major issue among first voters. They're more concerned with money matters. Unemployment was the big issue, then taxation, and surprisingly perhaps, the assets test. Nuclear disarmament rated 23%. And the issues appear to have no bearing on Bob Hawke's personal popularity. He scored a 65% rating, as opposed to 15% for Andrew Peacock. And that roughly coincides with what the polls are telling us about the rest of the community. 46% said they intended to vote Labor, 26% Liberal. So clearly the Hawke factor is going to be a major consideration in the minds of young voters at this election.
How are you up the back there? All right? G'day. G'day. All right? Don't work too hard, will you?